Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am doing a shop mustache get ready with me. I am digging in my makeup collection and pulling out some drugstore makeup that I haven't used in a while. I thought that you guys would enjoy this, so let's go ahead and jump into it. This Believe Beauty foundation. There was a period of time where I was obsessed with this foundation, and in a lot of ways, I liked it better than my Revlon Color Stay. It has been quite a long time since I have used this, so I want to try it out again and see how I feel about it. Before I do the foundation, I'm going to go ahead and apply this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. And I have really been enjoying this primer. It's very moisturizing, and then once it dries down, it gets kind of sticky or tacky. So it helps to give your foundation something to grip to. I think I might just be this shade right now. This is in shade Linen. I also have this shade in Soft Beige, which is more of my summer shade. So I'm just going to do just 2 pumps of this on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to put some down my nose. I'm just taking my Dampen Wet n Wild makeup sponge, and I'm going to blend out this foundation. I do remember in the past, one of the reasons why I liked this foundation was because it was very natural looking on the skin. Sorry. Jeez, what the heck, person? I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm always apologizing in my videos about the cars, but you guys understand. But what I was trying to say is I feel like this foundation looks very natural, but is long wearing. Like, it didn't look too matte or anything like that. The coverage on this is very similar to Revlon Color Stay, which is my Holy Grail foundation. I just always measure every foundation up to that because since it is my Holy Grail foundation. I'm going to take whatever's left and just blend that up here on my forehead. And then I'm just going to take the sponge over on the more like flat pointy side and blend the foundation out here on my nose. Okay, I really like the way that that looks on the skin. And see, that's what I was talking about, like how it just has a really nice, like, natural finish. Okay, and then a concealer. This is a little bit new to my makeup collection, but I've really been enjoying it, is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And the shade that I have in this is in Fair Beige. But I feel like, and I told you guys this in one of my more recent videos, I feel like this is slightly a little bit too dark for me. So I need to go back and just like look at the other shades. That's the only gripe I have about this concealer. It's so difficult to figure out what your shade is. So anyway, I'm just using the smaller Wet n Wild makeup sponge. It's like a smaller version of the big one to blend out this under eye concealer. But other than the color not being exactly right, I feel like once I get it blended out, it looks fine. It's just not super brightening. But I feel like it makes my under eyes look really hydrated, and it has really awesome coverage. So I would definitely say that this concealer is a great dupe to the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It has just as much coverage, and it is actually a lot more hydrating on the under eye area. So it's very comparable to like the Tarte's hydrating concealer, because I know that they have one that's like a little bit more hydrating like this too. And then I'm going to take just a little bit more of this concealer down the center of my nose just to add a little bit more coverage. We're getting some ASMR sound effects from the concealer. So for setting powder that I pulled out from my collection to use is, it's like I can barely read this anymore. It's the CoverGirl Simply Ageless powder. And yeah, so basically all the writing's rubbed off of it. I haven't used this in so long, so I don't even know if I really like this powder or not. So I wanted to pull it and see what I felt about it. So I'm just using this triangle makeup sponge that I got off of Amazon to apply this powder. I feel like I kind of like this foundation a little bit better before I set it with the powder, but I know that like once I do my setting spray and everything, it'll look a lot better. And then I'm gonna take just my Wet n Wild flat brush to put that on my nose. Sometimes it's kind of hard to use that triangle sponge on the nose. I don't think I hate this powder, but I just don't know if it's anything that like I'm over the moon about, but I'll just probably use it a few other times to make like a final decision on it. And then to set my under eyes, I'm just using my e.l.f. HD powder and just dust a little bit of that on the under eye area. I just like to use a little bit of setting powder there just to keep things from creasing. And then I'm just gonna take this excess powder off of my brows and also on my lips. I got a little bit of foundation on my lips. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit more of this chapstick until I get ready to apply my lipstick. For my brows, I've been on a brow journey to find a good product that gives my eyebrows like a really nice fluffy laminated look. So far I've tried the Anastasia Brow Freeze, the e.l.f. Brow Lift, and now I've purchased the e.l.f. Soap Brow. I like the e.l.f. Brow Lift, but I just don't feel like it keeps my eyebrows up all day. Like they kind of fall down after a while, which it doesn't look bad, but it's just like not the look I'm going for. So with this soap brow, you're supposed to get your spoolie wet, but I'm going to try to use a makeup setting spray to get it damp and see how that works, because I don't feel like getting up to get this spoolie wet. So let's just spray a bunch of makeup setting spray on it. I was just using the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set, and then I'm going to put it here in the soap brow. Let's get some on this little spoolie. And then I'm just going to brush my eyebrows up. I mean, it's just literally like the hardest thing for me to find a good brow product that keeps my brow hairs up and fluffy all day. And I am going to use my e.l.f. Brow Lift tool and just like press my brow hairs down after using that soap brow. So I'm just going in with the brow pencil on this eyebrow after I applied the brow soap. Yeah, I mean, it's like this is not really holding up my brows as much as I would like either. Man, the struggle is just real to find a good product for this. My eyebrows have a tendency to like want to fall down, so I think that's part of the reason why I have such the hardest time finding a good like brow product that will keep my eyebrows up. So I'm just going in with my e.l.f. Clear Lash and Brow Mascara. I find that this stuff actually works fairly decent sometimes. Okay, yeah, we got this brush wet this time, the spoolie, and stuck it in the brow soap. It's the only thing. It's like now I feel like I'm like wiping off my foundation. Okay. Now I'm going to use the Brow Lift tool to kind of flatten them down. I mean, it's like this has turned into a brow review for this soap brow. I can't really say that this brow pencil has stayed on the best using it before. Yeah, I'm not sure if that made too much of a difference using it with water instead of the setting spray. And I'm just going to go back over it with my e.l.f. Clear Brow Gel. I do feel like that helps the other brow stay up good. So maybe that's the key, to mix the two together. 50 billion years later, we're finally done with the eyebrows and they're still not the way that I want them. So I don't know. I feel like maybe I still like the brow lift better than the soap brow. I don't know. We'll test things out a little bit more and I'll keep you guys posted on that. But I'm going to go ahead and bronze up my face now. And I'm using my Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in shade 02. And it has been such a long time since I have used this bronzer. So I wanted to bust it out and test it out again, see if I still like this bronzer or not. Like, I'm kind of thinking that I want to go back and get like the step up from this one. Because it's like, while I do like this bronzer, or at least I think I do, from what I remember, this is just slightly, maybe a little bit more cool tones that I want. I feel like I've just been into really warm bronzers lately. But I do like the formula of the Silky Matte Bronzer. And I had kind of forgotten about this in my makeup collection because I know I have been asking you guys like your bronzer recommendations for me, and I had a few of you guys tell me about this Silky Matte Bronzer from Milani, and I was like, oh my gosh, I still have that in my collection. So let's get that out and test it out again, see what we think. But yeah, it's like, I like the formula. I think it looks fine, but I just have been into like a more warm bronzer look. Like the L'Oreal Bronze It in shade medium. This has been my go-to drugstore bronzer recently. Like, and I don't know if you can tell that it's warmer than the Milani one, but it's just been my go-to bronzer right now. Just gonna kind of take my sponge and go over the bronzer to kind of blend those two together. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more of the L'Oreal one, dust it on my nose. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking, like I said, I want to get the more, like the step up from this one, because I just feel like that's not the tone that I'm into right now. And after I do my eyeshadow, then I'll figure out what blush I'm going to use. But for my eyeshadow today, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Nude Awakening. I purchased this a while back and I've only used it once, and I don't think that I've used it in a video yet. So I wanted to use this today. And to prime my eyelids, the only drugstore eyeshadow primer that I have in my collection right now is this Maybelline Master Prime, which they don't even make this anymore, but I still enjoy this. So I'm just going to prime my eyelids with this. What has been your favorite drugstore eyeshadow primer? I haven't bought any in such a long time. I don't really even know like what the good ones are right now. I know I used to love the Milani eyeshadow primer, but that one has a tendency to dry out my eyelids, so I can't use that eyeshadow primer. But any others I would be open to try out, so let me know down in the comments. So first I'm going to go in with this shade in my crease. And I'm probably just going to do a little bit more natural look today. Josh and I are going out with a friend tonight to get dinner, so I'm probably not going to do anything too crazy. But this is a good mid-tone brown. It's not too dark, it's not too warm or cool. Just a good neutral mid-tone brown. And then for the lid shade, I'm going to use this color right up here. I haven't used that shade yet. I'm going to use a brush first, and then I might go in with my finger to intensify it. So I'm just, you can tell that that shade has a little bit of fallout. It probably is a better shade to use with your finger. So let's just use our finger. It is a pretty shade. It's just that you gotta be a little bit careful because I felt some fallout whenever I was trying to use my brush at first. And then I'm gonna take some of this brown right here on like a pencil brush and knock off the excess. I'm just gonna lightly put some of that right here. I'm going to take some more of that shade on my Sigma E45, and I'm just going to lightly put that in the crease. Just kind of pull it up to create more of like a cat eye shape right out here in the outer V. I'm just using a really light hand with this. I feel like that shade is very pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. And then I'm just gonna go back with some of that first brown that I put in the crease. And I'm just gonna go at the top of the crease and kind of blend the edge of that darker shade out. Then for my inner corner, I'm gonna go in with this shade. This eye look is really beautiful for fall. I could also see this being like a really pretty Thanksgiving makeup look, just because of like the warmer shades. And then this is almost like a cranberry burgundy shade, that darker color I used. And then I'm gonna take a mix of like that matte cream color and the shimmery color. Just kind of mix those together. And then I'm going to use that as my brow bone highlight. For the cheeks, I was planning on using this blush, but I wasn't for sure how it was going to work out with my eye look. But I feel like this blush would go really well with this eye look. And this is the Flower Beauty Flower Pots in Sweet Pea. And this is another blush that I have not used for the longest time. Whoops. And I just want to see my thoughts on this, if I want to keep this in my makeup collection or not. I'm just going to use my Real Techniques blush brush to apply this. Okay, yeah, that's a really pretty mauve pink, and it goes well with this eye look. This blush is slightly a little bit more warmer, I feel like, on my skin than it is in the actual product itself. And then I'm just going back over that with my makeup sponge just to blend any harshness. And then for my highlight, I'm going to use this Essence Pure Nude highlight. It's been a long time since I've used this, but it's just a very light, natural looking highlight. Then for my setting spray, I'm just going to be using the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. And I did put the Urban Decay like sprayer pump on here. I just really enjoy that sprayer from Urban Decay. I don't really like the sprayer that comes on the e.l.f. Make It Mist and Set. They definitely need to improve that little sprayer. But the product itself is really good. I went ahead and I did my mascara off camera, and I just used my current favorite mascara, which is the Maybelline Sky High in True Brown. For my lips today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Vinyl Ink in the shade Cheeky. This has been a favorite lip product for a little while, and I just really like this. It's like a My Lips but better color. But I really enjoy the formula of these vinyl inks. The formula is very thin and it feels moisturizing. It stays shiny and it lasts on my lips for a decent amount of time. I would say that after I eat, this pretty much wears off the center of my lips and I have to reapply. But it's just so easy to throw in your purse and reapply it throughout the day. So, and it doesn't get like heavy if you reapply it. I know that the Maybelline Superstay matte inks can get kind of heavy and gross if you reapply those throughout the day, but the vinyl inks do not do that at all. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the Shop My Stash Drugstore Get Ready with me. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up. If you are new and you enjoy affordable drugstore content, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.